fucking ring.
If you would like your money back, F you guys.
Well, you know what, Disco Machine? I had already forgotten that you had said that, so that shows, how differently we feel about things. And here we see CM Punk grinding his forearm across the face of Super Dragon, and before Super Dragon could return the favor, CM Punk escaped out of the ring. Now, Punk, he's watched Dragon's tapes. He knows what it's like to be in the ring with Super Dragon, and he knows Super Dragon does have a fiery temper. He is very aggressive by nature in the ring, and Super Dragon, or CM Punk, is taking it to Super Dragon. He's getting up on him before Super Dragon has the opportunity to get up on CM Punk. And Super Dragon with the clean break as CM Punk ducks under the ropes, telling referee Ricardo Casanova, hey, don't let this guy punch me.
Now it's very, this is a clash in style, so to speak, wrestling-wise, but also lifestyle-wise. CM Punk considers himself straight edge, and Super Dragon could not be more of a substance abuser.
That's very true. Super Dragon, the substances he likes to abuse include paint fumes, magic markers, felt tip markers.
When he's feeling nostalgic, ether. He also likes.
He likes to go for the absinthe, which drove Vincent Van Gogh mad, and actually is what led to him cutting off his own ear.
Right, and
Super Dragon has no ears due to the absinthe-induced rage.
He's very much
now. Dragon, he's had enough with CM Punk. Punk is posturing, his cockiness is just done nothing other than incite the rage of Super Dragon. And Super Dragon just snapmares, kicks Punk in the back, and now just slaps on the leg lock, or the leg scissors on CM Punk. CM Punk, he's seen this before though. He knows that this is one of Super Dragon's favorite maneuvers, and he knows how to escape out of it. And now he's got the legs of Super Dragon Grapevine, and he goes after the back of the mask of Super Dragon, where those laces are. And now Punk Punk with a clean break again, showing Punk's style, his wrestling style is very orthodox. It's very not as old school as say someone like Adam Pearce, but he's very he's very well versed in just the traditional style of wrestling. Where Super Dragon, he's well versed in the traditional style of wrestling, but he puts a more aggressive flair on there, and that's a very different style. But here we see CM Punk. He's playing Super Dragon's game, exchanging chops with him in the center of the ring, and then snap-marrying him and giving a kick to the back of his own on Super Dragon. Dragon is now at the mercy of CM Punk in the front face lock in the center of the ring.
CM Punk, there's not a lot that CM Punk hasn't done in his short time in wrestling. He's wrestled an hour and a half.
He's wrestled an hour and a half. He wrestled back-to-back hour matches, one with Chris Hero, who many believe is one of the best wrestlers in the independent scene. And then the next night, he wrestled an hour match into an hour draw with Samoa Joe, current Ring of Honor champion, and a PWG higher up, I will say. Samoa Joe very high up on the PWG ladder, and CM Punk just really taking it to Super Dragon. Usually, you see Super Dragon dominating a match this early on with the strikes and the physical nature, but CM Punk is just taking it to Dragon with the snapmare and the dropkick. And when Super Dragon goes to elbow CM Punk in the face, Punk works that elbow. He's got the fingers locked in. He's got the elbow extended, and now Super Dragon reverses, pulls CM Punk into a side headlock. Punk looking for purchase, takes Dragon back to the rope, shoots him off. Shoulder tackle by Super Dragon, and Super Dragon goes for the foot stomps early. CM Punk avoids the foot stomps and takes him out, and CM Punk goes back to work on the arm of Super Dragon. Super Dragon counted by Ricardo Casanova, 2 count only from the referee, and CM Punk maintains that hold on Super Dragon's arm.
Wow, CM Punk may have forgot about that after all that Super Dragon loved to use the foot stomps, and now the Violence Party in the corner. CM
It's
Punk.
very rare to see it this early in the match, but Super Dragon busting out all the stops. CM Punk avoids the diving running front elbow, and now CM Punk going for the boot scrapes of his own. The fans know that this is one of CM Punk's signature spots. Super Dragon, he does know that this is one of CM Punk's signature spots, and he rolls out of the way, avoiding the most impactful boot scrape of them all. Now CM Punk, a bit frustrated maybe with Super Dragon's knowledge. Perhaps, he thought Super Dragon would take this match lightly. He wouldn't research CM Punk, but instead Super Dragon knew that one of CM Punk's signature moves was coming up, and now Super Dragon knew how to avoid it.
Super Dragon rolling out of the way, and now CM Punk kind of playing some mind games outside the ring here.
Now the crowd calling CM Punk CM Pussy because of CM Punk's reluctance to get back into the ring with him.
Very clever.
It is very clever. I believe that what they did is they all combined their knowledge into a collective pool, and now CM Punk is being angered by the crowd,
lowering himself to that level.
Yeah, he's being angered by the crowd's support of Super Dragon, but he has to expect that because this is for all intents and purposes Super Dragon's home turf.
That's right, a home game if you will.
Right. CM Punk playing the role of the away team. Dragon backs Punk into the rope. CM Punk grabs a hold of the tassels or the mask of Super Dragon and maintains that headlock. And Super Dragon trying his best to get out of that hold, but CM Punk, he's got a vice-like grip on the head of Super Dragon. Working over the headlock, Dragon backs him into the ropes again, trying to escape. CM Punk grabs onto the arm and again rolls back right into that side headlock, into a headlock takeover. Dragon on the mat. Only a 1 count by Ricardo Casanova. CM Punk, Super Dragon trying to break out of that. He's pulling the hair, rubbing the forearms across the face of CM Punk. But all Punk has to do in his position of leverage, all he has to do is cinch that hold in a little harder, and that will cause Super Dragon. It's just like a jolt of pain that makes you forget whatever you're doing at that instant.
Speaking of jolt of pain, Super Dragon fighting, clubbing, trying to get out, fight his way out of that hold. He does, and Punk gives him a stomp to the head for his effort.
CM Punk laying in the stomps to the back and the shoulder area of Super Dragon. If he can take out the back, if he can take out the shoulder area of Super Dragon, he effectively eliminates, I would say, 85% of Super Dragon's offense. Super Dragon, the Psycho Driver, a move that you need your back, to be able to support somebody in that backbreaker position and then swing them into the pile driver. The Psycho Driver 2, that's all, the pump handle motion requires your back. The shoulders, Super Dragon's lariats, his deadly strikes like the Violence Party, all would be eliminated if CM Punk were to eliminate the shoulder, the arms, and the back of Super Dragon in this match.
Super Dragon really feeling the effects. He can't deliver that lariat with that arm like that.
Very, very sound strategy by CM Punk. Punk is, he's showing why he is widely regarded as one of the best wrestlers in the United States and possibly the world at this point. And Super Dragon, we do have a close relationship with Super Dragon. We know how he feels, and we know that at times he's frustrated that people look so fondly upon CM Punk, but then people will say that Super Dragon's nothing but a one-trick pony, that he can't hang with people like CM Punk, but he's showing right now that he can and will hang with CM Punk, delivering a shoulder tackle again, going for the foot stops, and now CM Punk drops down but receives foot stops to the back by Super Dragon and foot stops to the chest by Super Dragon. Punk in a very tricky predicament here, and a 2 count only. Ricardo Casanova is saying that Super Dragon only 2 count, but now Dragon, he hooks the legs of CM Punk.
Now pulling the hair
in the eyes, raking the eyes of CM Punk, and using those heels to kick the back of the head of CM Punk, possibly setting him up for the Psycho Driver or one of Super Dragon's many other attacks.
Really cinching up the leverage on that move as well. CM Punk with really nowhere to go.
CM Punk, there are ways to reverse this into a pinfall attempt if CM Punk were to bridge up that can create this move into a pinfall attempt on Dragon, but there's no real clear way to reverse or to escape out of this move. Basically, it comes down to you just just rolling, trying to maintain or trying to gain some leverage, trying to gain some momentum to make it over the rope, as we see CM Punk attempting to do right here. His foot just mere inches away from the rope. Super Dragon has got him in. He's got him cinched into that hold. Punk's arms being stretched, his neck being stretched outward, and Punk very near to submission. Gets his foot on the bottom rope, forcing Super Dragon to break that hold.
It seems with submissions, anything you do to try to get out of it, it only hurts you more.
Now Super Dragon, again going for the violence party, laying in those chops and elbows into CM Punk, shooting Punk into the corner, goes for that diving forearm to the face, and now CM Punk down to the mat, and Super Dragon pulled him back. Super Dragon administering boot scrapes of his own to CM Punk. CM Punk's signature maneuver being done to himself. Dragon goes all the way with it. CM Punk just having Super Dragon's footprint all over his jaw and cheek on his face.
Really, I don't think so much that Dragon has not used that in a lot of his matches, so at this point it looks like it was just rubbing it literally in CM Punk's face.
Exactly, this kind of shit. And now Super Dragon going to work on the knee of CM Punk. Just with he's got the knee bar, or he's got the knee lock on there. He's firing in some shots to the exposed the side of the knee, the kneecap maybe of CM Punk. And now Punk got with his shoulder on the mat. Ricardo Casanova gives him a 1 count, almost as a warning to say, hey, you're in jeopardy of being counted out. And now Punk delivering chops to the back of Super Dragon, trying to force him to break his hold on the leg of CM Punk.
This is incredible. Super Dragon really worse for wear.
Punk trying to shake off the ill effects of that hold to his knee and headbutting Super Dragon in the head. And Super Dragon, he does have a hard head of his own, but CM Punk he obviously shook Super Dragon enough to get in a couple shots, but now Dragon is laying in shots of his own on CM Punk. Just one after another, those chops to the chest of CM Punk, just reddening that chest. I mean, he looks, Super Dragon, CM Punk with a giant roundhouse kick to the head of Super Dragon.
Oh, but CM Punk, his knee is
going for that springboard. That work that CM Punk had applied to his knee by Super Dragon caused CM Punk's knee to give out and allowed Super Dragon to hook into the figure 4 leg lock.
I have never seen CM Punk in so much pain like this.
Now Punk is in a very bad position. He is about as far from the ropes as you can get in a wrestling ring. His arms, it's going to take considerable effort to reach over to break that. Super Dragon, you can see Super Dragon leaning the other way to try to prevent Punk from rolling with it, but Punk does actually manage to get out of the figure 4 leg lock. Punk is, he's hanging onto the ropes, just practically begging Ricardo Casanova to cause Super Dragon to break his hold on CM Punk. Punk breaks out of that, a knee to the gut of Super Dragon. Punk sweeps up the legs of Super Dragon, going for CM Punk, knowing Super Dragon's signature move, slapping Dragon feeds the arms back, and now Punk curb stomp of his own on Super Dragon. The fans, they can't believe it. They can't believe that CM Punk, they've just stolen the signature move of Super Dragon. We see a lone fan in a red shirt with an ugly Jew fro back there, just clapping CM Punk, but he's the only man in the crowd cheering on CM Punk for that blatant theft of a move.
That is ridiculous. No one steals the curb stop from Super Dragon. 1, 2.
2 count only. Super Dragon kicks out into CM Punk after that neck breaker. The neck breaker and the curb stomp, just inflicting so much pain on the head and neck.
Could he be going back to it?
He's grapevine the legs again. And CM Punk, just inciting the crowd. Super Dragon is forced to, after those shots to the midsection, forced to feed his legs back. And CM Punk again curb stomps Super Dragon, driving his face straight into the mat. Super Dragon, now he is on the receiving end of those moves, and the crowd just giving a verbal beating to Punk here in this match.
Well, you know what? He seems to be relishing it, and it seems he's
Punk again for a third time going to the curb stomp. The crowd now seemingly behind CM Punk. They're embracing the fact. Oh no, Punk. Now that the crowd is embracing it, Punk goes for the roll through. 2 count only. A fancy roll through when Punk, all he needed to do was just flip Super Dragon over to his back and give him a regular cover. Perhaps would have ended the match after that series of curb stomps. Now the chin lock on Super Dragon, just driving the oxygen, cutting off the oxygen to the brain of Super Dragon, cutting off his wind, not allowing Super Dragon to regain his breath, regain his composure after those curb stomps.
You know what? The thing that reminded me of this whole thing, I was just reminded of this. Both men are so used to playing the role of the cocky heel that it's played into this match.
CM Punk, a back body drop. His back, from the work of Super Dragon, the attacks by Super Dragon, is a bit damaged even by that maneuver, which is a momentum maneuver.
Over 15 minutes gone in this match already, and both men have taken a severe amount of punishment.
This match with a 30-minute time limit, and CM Punk, he is no stranger to time limit draws. Super Dragon, he's had his own time limit draws with people. Could this end? CM Punk just mocking Super Dragon. He's got a foot on his back, and Dragon just seeing it out of it. After that chin lock, Punk is just again jawing with fans in the crowd, and Punk is not winning any fans by his repeated abuses and thefts of Super Dragon, and now just shouting at the crowd, telling them where they can go stick their dislike for him, I guess. And I believe he told them that, hey, you can stick your dislike for me, your distaste for me, in your mother's vagina.
Do you think it was that literal?
I think he went that far. He wanted to send a message to the crowd.
I was gonna say stick it in your back pocket and sit on it.
Well, CM Punk he is known as the verbal Pony Express because when he has to deliver a message, he does it in the fastest and best way possible.
Is the Pony Express the fastest way?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not hip to your crazy things like the email and the telegraph and the telephone, if you will.
That's right. I did communicate to you in Philadelphia from Los Angeles by way of Morse code.
That's right. ... Now Super Dragon trying to regain the momentum of this match, trying to turn the match in his favor, but CM Punk still firmly in control of this match, and he has been for quite a while. Now just working over Super Dragon, that axe kick to the side of Dragon's head, and the kick to the chest of Super Dragon. Now Dragon just again trying to use a show of force here in the center of the ring to just knock Punk senseless in those chops. And now Punk he's got a handful of the mask and a handful of the eyes of Super Dragon, and just drives him back to the ropes. And now setting Super Dragon up for what could be a pile driver or possibly a powerbomb at this point, but instead just goes the old Enziguri to the side of the head of CM Punk, just levels him after that elbow spike to the center of the back of Super Dragon. Again, CM Punk very wisely working over the back of Super Dragon, preventing moves like the Psycho Driver, the Psycho Driver's the leg lariat even that Super Dragon is famous for. Could, easily be, and here we see Super Dragon with the crowd behind him, goes for elbow suicida, and Super Dragon just drives his elbow into the face of CM Punk, and the back, his momentum caused the back of CM Punk to just ram into that guardrail, the steel guardrails on the outside, just causing extra pain to CM Punk. And now the momentum is in the hands of Super Dragon, allowing himself to catch his breath, to get a breather on the outside, as CM Punk, a momentary breather, but he's got to be feeling the effects of that elbow to the face and the steel railing to his back.
Super Dragon seems to be working on instinct with going for that Enziguri and that suicida, but Super Dragon makes the cover. Now, what is he going to go for his curb stomp? Is he going to extract some revenge here?
Slapping Punk in the face, possibly a receipt, if you will, for the theft of his maneuver. Now Punk doesn't want to feed his arms back because he knows what's coming. He knows that the curb stomp is the precursor. Oh, jeez! Just very violently. Now Super Dragon hooks the legs again. The curb stomp leads up to the end of the match. Again, another curb stomp. Super Dragon just
My God.
CM Punk just crawling towards the ropes, trying anything to get out of the reach of Super Dragon. And now Dragon grapevines the legs again. CM Punk is on the turnbuckle. What could Dragon be doing? Curse stomp. Oh my God. Face first onto the bottom turnbuckle. The fans firmly behind Super Dragon. They can't believe what they just saw. CM Punk, not only did his face hit that bottom turnbuckle, but after that his face was driven into the mat nose first. And CM Punk, after being dazed by that curb stomp, somehow is able to kick out of the pinfall attempt by Super Dragon.
Now, it seems to me, going on 20 minutes of action here, that these two men have been just trying to show each other up and hurt and punish each other.
Machine, I would go out on a limb and say that if this match does not end within the next 5 minutes, we are sure to see a 30-minute time limit draw here.
Well, I tell you what, someone has to win at this point. They have to go for the win. It's time to go for the win.
The crowd behind CM Punk calling for the Pepsi Plunge, CM Punk's signature maneuver, and Dragon knows that the Pepsi Plunge could be coming. He blocks CM Punk, shoves him off the top rope. Punk with a right hand of his own. Super Dragon with a right hand of his own. Now Punk back up to the top, going for the Pepsi Plunge. Dragon does not allow CM Punk to get it. Headbutts to the face of CM Punk, and now blocks the Pepsi Plunge. Super Dragon goes up to the top rope. Could it be the senton? Very beautifully driving his body weight down up to the chest of Punk. Rolls over. 1, 2. CM Punk narrowly escapes the 3-count fall by placing his foot on the rope.
These two men, now it's evolving into a wrestling match. Before it was just like
it was a fight, a brawl, a Donnybrook, if you will.
I love the word Donnybrook, by the way.
Who is Donnie and where is his brook?
And why is it so violent?
Exactly. Maybe, you know how brooks babble generally? You know, it's a very slow thing.
That's like maybe.
Exactly. Maybe Donnie's brook is a violent torrent of water, much like Super Dragon's Violence Party is a violent torrent, and Super Dragon going for the second Psycho Driver, but his back unable to allow him to properly execute the maneuver. CM Punk flips over, delivers a clothesline to the back of Super Dragon's head, changing the course of this match once again. Now CM Punk, that back heel kick, and enziguri by Punk on Super Dragon, knocking him down to the mat. 2 count only. We've seen the enziguri change the momentum both in Super Dragon's favor and against Super Dragon's favor in this match. I mean, this match tells the tale of two warriors just battling it out and just fighting for all it's worth, trying to pick up the victory here.
It's gone from a game of I can do this better than you and you're a dick to full wrestling. There's a beautiful, beautiful bridge by Super Dragon.
Northern Light Suplex, expert analysis by my broadcast partner Disco Machine, and Super Dragon going for the clothesline. Oh my God! Hooks Super Dragon's arm behind him and clotheslines him, taking him off his feet. Punk, a very lazy cover. No offense to Super Dragon, my good friend and tag team partner, but had Super Dragon, or had CM Punk hooked the leg of Dragon, I believe this match would have been over with.
I completely agree. CM Punk seems to be in control here. Has Super Dragon reeling. Now lifting him up. Could he be going for the Pepsi Plunge here?
And Super Dragon is he is out of it on the top rope. I'm not sure he knows. He knows that he is in the jeopardy that he is in. Punk, Frankensteiner off the top. Super Dragon rolls through. 2 count only by Punk. Punk rolls him through. 2. Super Dragon rolls him through. 1, 2. Punk rolls through with the cover. 1, 2. Super Dragon rolls through. The pinfalls are coming at a fevered pitch here. Super Dragon, the great equalizer. The elbow to the face. Now Super Dragon going for the supernatural driver, the Psycho Driver 2. Punk blocking it, avoiding it, and Punk headbutting Super Dragon in the temple to prevent Super Dragon from being able to go through with that maneuver. It's just a basic body slam by CM Punk, but it did its job. It was impactful enough to allow CM Punk to gain the momentum. We hear John Ian making the 25-minute call. 5 minutes remaining in this match. CM Punk ascending to the top rope. CM Punk, the Alabama Jammer, just landing with all his weight on the face of Super Dragon with that leg drop off the top rope.
That could be it. 1, 2. No.
2 count only. CM Punk. We've seen many a match end with that leg drop before, but today is not the day. It'll take a little more than that for Punk to put away Dragon.
Wow, the crowd really getting behind Super Dragon, trying to get him back into this match, but CM Punk seems to be well in control of this.
CM Punk, for the majority of this match, has been in control. He has been making Dragon play his game. The orthodox style of wrestling, the slow, technical, methodical style of CM Punk is all seemingly leading up to this. CM Punk's Pepsi plunge off the top rope. If he hits this, it will definitely be over for Super Dragon. But Super Dragon has got to know that this is coming. He's hanging on. CM Punk is kneeing him in the face. And Super Dragon, a shot to the face of CM Punk. Now that these two men are on the top rope, Super Dragon climbing up to the top rope. What could he be going for? He's got CM Punk hooked. Could we see the butterfly suplex off the top rope? And super butterfly suplex off the top rope. A desperation maneuver by Dragon, just driving Punk down to the mat, and Punk very wisely rolls under the rope. Super Dragon cannot pin him there. Punk, it might be wise for Punk to even roll out of the ring to catch his breath and make Super Dragon exert himself to exit the ring, throw Punk back into the ring, and Super Dragon to exert himself even further to get back into the ring. But no, Punk is rolling. His roll towards Super Dragon. Dragon rolls across the ring. 2 count only after that super butterfly suplex. Super Dragon can't believe that did not put away CM Punk. But Punk, the reason he has wrestled in so many time limit draws, so many long matches, is because he is a hard man to put away. He is a tenacious competitor. He does have a lot of fight within him, and he is very, very hard to pin to the mat or get a submission victory over.
Super Dragon go for that supernatural driver, but CM Punk fights out and gets him
Shining Wizard. CM Punk, this has got to be it. CM Punk needs to go for a cover in order to finish up this match, but luckily for Super Dragon, Punk very, very slowly goes over, does not hook the leg, and Super Dragon is able to kick out. Had he hit the Shining Wizard and hooked the leg, this match would have been over with right now. Now CM Punk pulling down the knee pad. The Shining Wizard, the knee pad does bear a considerable amount of the force of the Wizard, but now Punk pulling it down, which will be all bone on bone. Super Dragon ducks under the supernatural driver. Oh my God! CM Punk, the Shining Wizard counter. 2, 3. That is it. Super Dragon out of nowhere reverses the Shining Wizard, hits the supernatural driver, and puts away CM Punk for a huge victory here in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.